start off with a great morning, good morning, right? Of course, amazing morning, rich rising, grand rising, as it is that we have right here today before us, right? So let me tell you, right, guys, man, I'm just super grateful to be up here as I always am. And let me tell you, I am fresh off the press. I just came from Las Vegas. I am just back in town. I literally flew in at 3 a.m. on Monday. And, just like that, I was in the office on Monday also, right? And then just like that, I also want to acknowledge that when I came in at 3 a.m., the reason why, regardless of the sleep, regardless of the rest, I don't got time to rest because I just have fire in my veins right now, all because of that event, right? So not only was the event, I went out there, I believe it was like Tuesday, like last week, right? I went out there, flew out there, and I was there all the way till Sunday, right? But let me tell you, the first thing first, I've never been to Las Vegas ever in my life. I have never been there, never thought that I would go there, right? And just to comprehend that I was there, just to comprehend that, like, I was there as an adult, and, it's not like I'm pinching my pockets about, like, man, I don't know if I'm able to go do this and do that, or go to this event, that event, but I just get to understand that I'm there, and then when I'm there, right, of course, that Monday, when I came back, right, I didn't work for a whole week, but then we got that check, though, right? We got that check, though, right? You know what I'm saying? Nice looking check, right? But just to imagine that life that you can live is to understand what it is to be a profit share, what it is to be a business owner. You see, the thing is, though, the only reason why I was able to go here and do these things was because I became a business owner. And I decided that I was not going to be an employee no longer. I decided that I was going to go ahead and break out of the way that my parents, my family, my friends told me I always had to be. I decided that I was going to make a difference. I decided that to get something I never had, I got to do something I never did. See, I have never been in sales ever in my life. Neither has no one of my family, neither has none of my friends, neither have anybody that I personally know. But guess what, though? You see, I'm right here as an IBO3, very soon to be partner. I'm going to be having 4 markets, going to be going ahead and having the biggest organization, and I will be making anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000 every single week. 21 years old, never did this before, but I want you to understand is that what's different from me than you? Because there's nothing at all. I got 2 legs. I put my left shoe on and my right shoe right next. I got 2 hands, right? Just like Ivor said, right? I got 2 ears and 1 mouth. See, that's a key point. I got 2 ears and 1 mouth, all because I listen more than I speak. I got to make sure and ensure that when it comes down to me being able to get to where I want to get to, I got to be a student. The best leaders are the best students. This is important. The best leaders are the best students because guess what, though? Every leader had to go ahead and follow somebody else's lead. And the thing is, though, guess what, though? I got to understand that when it's my time to shine, I will shine. But up until that point, though, I got to be on my grind. I got to be focusing and learning and being a student and have my studentship every single day. That's when I went out there to 10X. That's why I went out there to Las Vegas. It wasn't a vacation. It was a moment of learning. It was a classroom. It was a classroom in a gigantic arena full of millionaires, multi-millionaires, 7-figure, 8-figure, 9-figure, 12-figure earners. But just to understand that I was in a position to be around those people when I never even seen somebody in my previous life that made $100,000, right? But then I went and skipped over that and I went to $1 million. And then I skipped over that and I went to $100 million. Then I skipped over that and went to $500 million. Then I skipped over that and I seen billionaires, right? Just to understand that, I was in $5,000 seats, right? Matter of fact, my cost of my trip was about $10,000 to be even in the rooms. It was $5,000 for the event and then another $5,000 for the mastermind after the event. That was exclusive to only the Diamond Pass holders, right? Who was a Diamond Pass holder? That was my Diadamo, my coach. So just to understand that I'm grateful to even be in his proximity that he allowed me to go ahead and be there too. You see, a Diamond Pass holder is somebody that paid about $20,000 just for their lanyard. They have a red lanyard. Everyone else has a black and red 10X lanyard, right? But he had a red lanyard. Just to understand what that means, people are paying $20,000 for an event. Mind you, that's not including flight. That's not including stay. That's not including other things. But I want you to understand is that why is it that we think that that's a lot of money? Why is it that we think like that? Because that's the moment that you need to realize that you need to change how you think about money. When you think about money, I want you to know that when I was younger, just even a year ago, right, I came in this business when I was 20, right? Just a year ago, I thought that $100,000 was a lot because I never made it before, right? And in a single day when I first came into business, I thought $100 was a lot in a day. But even hitting Bell is over 100. So you get to understand just doing 10 sales is over 100. right? Then, soon to be in my journey of me starting, I soon made 300 a day. And then soon to be that I made 500 a day. And then soon to be I made 800 a day. And then on many multiple days, I made $1,000 in a day, all through my own personal income and sales, right? So I want you to understand is that, you see people out here that's growing, developing, shining right now and becoming leaders and on their pathway getting in those numbers. We got, champions of the week, right? We got the high rollers, the heavy hitters, all these things. But I want you to know is that all these things, they all work hand in hand. You see, the thing that I got over there in 10X was not only that, like I'm right now in my journey and I'm developing myself, but I want you to know is that what I got in 10X was just confirmation that I'm in the right place. Because when I heard all these millionaire stories and everybody's story, I realized that their story is just like my story. But I'm in chapter 5 and they're in chapter 20. You see, they started off the same way. They started off with the same grind. They started off with the same type of journey that started off, and it was an incline over time.